Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, June 6, 2022 at 10:50 a.m. in the morning. Excuse me. So, I don't think I was able to get really much of any sleep last night and I was twisting and doing a lot of twisting and turning. So I don't think I was able to get any sleep until sometime this morning after 6 o'clock, probably after 7. And then I'm so doggone mad right now because it was about 10:34 a.m. and a Masonic perp was harassing me by tapping and banging on my exact side of the building behind at the back of this motel on my side. He didn't do that to anybody else. Now look what they just started right after I constant noise harassment. Right after I start this video. Hold up. You know this is harassment that he started, either start or stop after I start. What the hell are you doing? Right by my door too. You know it's harassment. Man, y'all never make this. Hell. Oh, don't you come in here. And then he tells me good morning and then goes back inside. Like, come on, man. They will not allow me to get any sleep or rest. They never they so it might have been the same man, you know, but as I said, this is their covert way of trying to run me out of here, and I just got here, and you know, old pervert, old Masonic satanic gang stalking pervert, you know. So what happened? It was about 10:34 this morning. It was 10:34, and then he started tapping and banging on my side of the back of the on my side of the back of the building. And then, you know, I mean, it woke me up out of my sleep. With the little sleep I was able to get. And so I probably wasn't even able to sleep until, you know, after 6 or 7 o'clock, and that was even spotty. And then to decide when you think I should wake up, you know, with the noise harassment, and that me not having enough sleep and trying to rest on my off day. And then he would go and the moment I ended up having to go use the bathroom, he immediately ceased all tapping. Immediately ceased all the stopped all the tapping. I mean, as I said, I know they're doing this to harass me. So y'all saw that he was making all that, the loud, whatever, that loud noise just now, a minute after I started the video. A minute after I started the video, and then when I went outside, he pretended to play innocent and be like, "Oh, good morning," and then he ceased all noise once I went outside. Gaslighting and playing games. So here, I'm forced to stay awake, and you know, wasn't able or allowed to get any sleep. I mean, I'm sorry, very little sleep. I was only allowed to get very little sleep. And so, and then people wonder why I would walk around all moody and irritable and everything, because y'all keeping me sleep deprived. I mean, I could have still been sleeping right now. But, they want to manufacture or dictate when I should wake up. Just leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. The constant demonic harassment. So he knew he was doing something criminal that he wasn't supposed to do. So that's when he freaking pretended to play it off, and then he quit. He stopped. But I couldn't get him on film earlier this morning when I went to use the bathroom because I had to go. And then he stopped tapping on the side of the back of this building right here. He stopped tapping once I went to use the bathroom. Like, how the hell you know what I'm doing inside of here? That's how I know it has to be spiritual and witchcraft. And some people want to blame it on just technology when spiritual is behind spiritual is behind the physical, is the bigger component, and behind the spiritual, the physical and technological aspects of the targeting and gang stalking and direct energy weapons and all that. And Ephesians 6 and 12 in the Bible, it proves that, So now they got me irritable and frustrated now. I can't go back to sleep. And if I were to try, they would go back with the noise harassment again. So, I don't know. I'm mad as fuck and irritable right now, So, I'm mad that it's like they wouldn't even allow me to get any sleep. Like, they used the direct energy weapons to keep me sleep deprived and awake until after 6 o'clock this morning. That's when they finally let me sleep, until after 6 or 7 o'clock this morning. And it was already light outside. It was already light outside, and they finally let me sleep. And then they start tapping on the side of the wall on the outside of the building at a little after 10:30, and then I put on a video and y'all saw what y'all saw, or y'all heard what y'all heard. So now he must have not needed to be cutting anything, because when I stepped outside, that's when he quit and played it off. Try to play off fake nice. And I can't believe it took me over 8 minutes just to talk about this. Excuse me. So, I needed more sleep in order to get my mind together and get my thoughts together, and for my body to recuperate from such hard and physically demanding work. So, and I guess I was forced to skip out on or miss breakfast, because now it's 10:58. It's just about lunchtime now. So, I don't have anything to clean the refrigerator and freezer in this motel room. I don't have anything to clean it with, So I would have to clean out the refrigerator and freezer. And it's so gross and disgusting. All I have is a little bit of trash, and I have a couple of bottles of cold water in there, and that's it. It's like, and then last night I freaked out because I saw a big cockroach crawling on top of the freezer. So it was a cockroach crawling on the freezer, and I freaked out, So, but in the other motel room, that I was staying in before the situation with fake retarded Trisha. I only saw a roach maybe about 4 or 5 times, and it wasn't a big German, light colored German cockroach either. It was just, I guess, regular roaches, but it was only a few, but hardly any, But here was a German cockroach, and when I first got here, the first day, no gnats. I go to work, come back, gnats up in here. Not an infestation, but I see a few, and they like to huddle around the bathroom, around the toilet and stuff. So, um, so it's like, despite the perps trying to tell people not to help me, and then lying and say Candy's getting a lot of help already. No, if I was getting help, I wouldn't need to be asking, dumbasses. But perps pretending to be TIs. It seems like you would think that they're really targeted, and then they go out to donate and help you, and then next thing you know, they they snatch away the rug of support, whether it be financial support or emotional support as a so-called TI friend. And then they start changing on you and start acting like a perp towards you, and then reversing on you and lying and say that they suspect that you're perping them. And then leave you gaslit and confused and everything. So I don't have any Masonic connections. I'm sitting here trying to expose the damn bastards. And that one person that was the one who pretended to fake save the day with $300 or $200 or $100, she believed Trisha's lie over me, and then she said she saw the videos, and then she quit donating and blocked me and turned against me and stuff. Valicia Guillory. But then she was acting like a subtle perp. She used to be targeted and exposing her gang stalking. Now she quit helping. So, and the Rick T.I. guy, he pretends to be targeted and Christian, but then, he donated, $100 recently, but then he voluntarily changed against me and started acting like a perp and believing in defending Trisha and everything. It was a one-time thing, but I didn't realize he donated a smaller amount last year, a few months ago, and then in 2020 he donated a few times. But then he was one of those people, who think I should just shut up and ignore my gang stalking. And I didn't realize he was a fake Christian TI perp. I had my suspicions a couple of years ago, but now I got my final confirmation because, you're not going to be a real targeted individual and try to make somebody shut up and then call them mentally ill for speaking out against their gang stalking that they're going through. You're not going to sit there and try to call me mentally ill and crazy and think I need to be on meds, think I need to be on medication. The psychiatry is part of the MK Ultra. How they made my voice do just now? Trying to make it sound a little hoarse when I mention MK Ultra. The MK Ultra psychiatry is part of the MK Ultra mind control and part of the gang stalking and the gaslighting, and they play all kinds of psychological games, and all it does is make you more depressed and suicidal, and while falsely claiming to help free you from depression and suicide. All the mental health counselors, social workers, case managers, therapists, doctors, and psychologists, all of them are in on it and play the game, and they won't listen to you talk about you're being gang stalked. All they're gonna do is try to falsely say that you have schizotypal personality or schizoaffective or schizophrenia or any of those anything psychosis or schizo related that you know is that you know is not true, and you know what's going on, and you know what's happening. And I've seen a lot of articles come out lately talking about medical gaslighting. And these doctors have sold their souls and become so damn cruel. And y'all did me a favor. I'm glad I didn't become that OBGYN that, I was fighting so hard to pursue for years. Because I didn't want to have blood on my hands as a doctor. And I didn't realize you had to sell your soul and lose your soul in order to make it as a successful doctor. Because I heard that, I've been hearing throughout the years that it's hard to become a doctor and not everybody can make it. And now I see why. Why you have to sell your soul in order to become a doctor. And then they have that, Hippocratic oath, first do no harm. But then they're harming everybody. First do no harm, which means to harm. Go ahead and harm and murder. So, all these narcissistic abusers telling me I don't have the mentality or the sense to be a doctor. And allopathic medicine, don't even get me started on there, because then y'all want to try to strike my doggone channel and stuff for speaking some real truth. So, so then it's like, so I mean, it's like I'm saying that I just need help. I haven't got my first work paycheck yet, and I need help with $365 just for this week. And then next week, if I can continue to stay with the job, and which I'm trying so hard to not quit. I'm trying so hard to stick with it and not quit, And I had a little workplace mobbing activity yesterday, But I know it's part of the gang stalking, and so that's why I can't be telling the boss every petty little thing. But that's them, the gang stalking coworkers being doggone petty. I'm glad I have some coworkers. They're nice and they talk to me and stuff like that, and they're friendly and stuff. But others, they I might be the only one out there with a doggone bachelor's degree under my belt and sitting there working a just barely above minimum wage job and barely surviving and stuff like that, And I'm not even sure whether those guys have, college degrees. I don't think they do. Unless they're one of the managers or something, but I was told during the interview that I could be able to move up and grow in the company and stuff. But it's like I don't even doggone worship that doggone company, because due to workplace mobbing, I can be probably sent home or fired at any moment, or driven to have had enough and be manipulated or forced to quit. But as I said, I'm fighting to stick with it. Despite how hard and challenging it is, I'm fighting to stick with it. It's about the only job I can get right now. And if I had my own car, I could have better opportunities. Excuse me. So, I can have higher paying opportunities. All I would need is a doggone car. And some jobs I can get $20 to $22 an hour and work full time if I just had a doggone car. Have my own car, but it's like I can only do like limited driving, clean the car and then go and park it. Drive a very small distance and then go and park it. So I mean, it's like the job has its ups and downs. I can't believe as homeless and rough and raggedy as I am, with my hair being like this and me. I mean, I would have laughed at me if I would have slept on the streets the night before last and then last night. And then go to work and drive a doggone Range Rover, a brand new, not smack brand new, but a new Range Rover, a Cadillac, and a doggone Ford Mustang. But the fact that I'm homeless and not even had access to, like, wow, driving cars and vehicles and cleaning, working on vehicles that I would have never, would have never dreamed of. But this job, I mean, and you know what? That lesbian that tried to pick on me about the Lincoln Nautilus, ever since I told her off, I haven't seen her since. I don't know if she might come back today or tomorrow, but I'm off until Wednesday. So she might she might you know she might be I don't even know if she quit behind me going off on her, for picking on me and then throwing up the satanic hand signs. And she tried to tell me don't get any of the cars from the back, get the ones from the front. And then she didn't follow her own advice, because right after she told me, oh, she just didn't want me to drive the doggone Lincoln. And so then she went and she went and took a car from the back after she told me not to do it. And she just didn't want me to drive the Lincoln. And then she was throwing up those hand signs and try to talk like she thinks she has the authority of the manager. And I said, are you the manager? She said, no. And it's like, well, I said, leave me the fuck alone. Well, I didn't say the fuck alone, but leave me alone. I said I drive whatever car I want. Because that's what I was told. If there were no emergency flashers on the vehicles, then you can pick wherever car you're on a lot, And then I think I'm running out of time. But they had a guy yesterday who tried to pick on me, and that's and I think he tried to beg me to let him take and clean and drive the Range Rover. And I cleaned and drove it, and I said, oh, I forgot to put gas in it. And I said, well, here, after I cleaned it and everything, and I said, well, here, you can put gas in it and drive it off if you want. Then he's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, you sure? And he's like, I ain't stingy. Here, you could go ahead and take it, But the Range Rover, it seemed like I got kind of lucky yesterday, because throughout the middle and the second half of the work shift, they had hardly any cars. But then they left me stuck with the red Kia Soul. And it was a red Kia Soul, and it was the only thing, and then nobody else grabbed it except I was the only one left to grab it, and I was wondering if that was done on purpose. But but the freaking like right after, good thing I had already drove and cleaned it though. Right after I drove the Range Rover, that's when another guy tried to say, well, oh, we don't need no sports cars or luxury cars, just the regular, like, Toyota Corollas and small things. So they think I deserve to be punished with just cleaning the Toyota Corollas and Kia Fortes and stuff, while they flaunt and flash off the Range Rover, the Cadillac, freaking Lincolns, and Camaros and whatever else is nice. But I don't care about no dog. I don't like Dodge Challenger, Camaro, and I don't like the Ford Mustang. It was so loud yesterday, the Mustang, I had to turn it off. So I cannot stand super loud vehicles like that. I didn't even like myself driving the Ford Mustang, but it was the only vehicle available, and everybody else was cleaning everything else, and there was hardly anything else So I was left to grab the doggone. It was a gray Ford Mustang, I think. And I had to put gas in it and vacuum it out and clean it and stuff like that for a Mustang. But certain vehicles I don't like, and some of them I love. But I was like, well, wow, what the hell? A raggedy homeless person like me driving a brand new pretty Range Rover. But I never used to really like Range Rovers and Land Rovers back then. Yuck, But now they turn out to be nicer in recent years. But so it's like they want to. I mean, I got more to tell about, with that guy picking on me about the Range Rover and stuff. But anyway, so I figured that um, I need to I know I'm running out of time and I'm getting nervous, but I need to like this week I'm gonna need help with if multiple people can pitch in with $365 for this week to stay at this motel, and then next week I should be able to pay off 2 weeks worth of motel, and then be good until and then work for the next 2 weeks and then get paid. So then I should get off your backs, but I still trying to see about the side hustle with the writing. So they're gonna cut me off. I don't want to be cut off.